Project Atlantis was a code name used by Nintendo in the mid-1990s as part of their planning for what would eventually become the Game Boy Advance, GBA. Here's a timeline of key milestones in the development of Project Atlantis and the Game Boy Advance. 1995 to 1996, Concept and Project Atlantis. Project Atlantis. Around 1995, Nintendo started work on a successor to the Game Boy, which was then codenamed Project Atlantis. The aim was to create a handheld that would significantly improve on the Game Boy's capabilities, including color graphics, a faster processor, and potentially even a backlit screen. The original specifications for Project Atlantis included a 32-bit ARM processor, similar to what would later be used in the GBA, and a large screen, aiming to play games on par with Super Nintendo Entertainment System, SNES, graphics. Technical challenges. The technology in the mid-1990s was not advanced enough to deliver the desired performance at a low power consumption level suitable for handheld gaming. As a result, the project went through a few redesigns. 1997 to 1999, shifting development focus. Game Boy Color release. Instead of releasing Project Atlantis, Nintendo opted to launch the Game Boy Color in 1998 as an interim upgrade to the original Game Boy. The Game Boy Color was simpler and reused much of the original Game Boy's architecture with added color capabilities. The success of the Game Boy Color allowed Nintendo to give more time to develop the next generation handheld and continue refining their ideas for the GBA. Refocusing on the GBA, the focus moved towards building a more feasible handheld, which would become the Game Boy Advance. This included adjusting the design goals and hardware to fit within the constraints of available technology while maintaining battery efficiency. 1999 to 2000, Game Boy Advance development. Final design decisions. Nintendo settled on a 32-bit ARM7 processor for the GBA, aiming for a device that could offer SNES-like capabilities but with power efficiency suitable for a handheld. Partnership with ARM. Nintendo worked with ARM Holdings to ensure that the ARM architecture could meet the performance and power requirements. 2000 to 2001, production and launch. 2000, the Game Boy Advance was officially announced and showcased at events like Space World, a Nintendo-hosted gaming event, with the planned launch the following year. 2001, the Game Boy Advance was released in Japan on March 21, 2001, and later in North America and other regions. The GBA was highly successful due to its improved graphics, extensive game library, and backward compatibility with Game Boy and Game Boy Color titles. The GBA marked a significant leap from previous Game Boy models and established itself as one of Nintendo's best-selling handheld consoles. It set the stage for future handhelds like the Nintendo DS by proving that more advanced hardware could still fit the handheld, portable form factor. 4.0